There you go. Here's his lightning talk.
Did he change my? Oh no!
Oh.
MacBook, yes. So hi everybody, I'm Francesc Campoy, and so how many of you went to GopherCon?
Yay!
Cool. So I gave this talk at GopherCon, and I'm like, I'll do it again. I hope there's not that many people, and you didn't come to my talks, so.
No, I was babysitting.
It was lightning talk, so nobody was there.
It's a lightning talk?
Yeah, it was a lightning talk. Yeah.
I was gonna go, but you can blame Steve.
Yep, I was gonna go, but you can blame me too.
Yeah, no, they should. So, cool. So, the title was Badger Gophers and Graphs, and I thought it was a very nice title, so I proposed it. And then they accepted it. And then half an hour before the talk, I was like, ooh, I need slides. So, these are the slides I created. So, it's a very short talk. That's why it's a lightning talk. And hopefully, you'll find it interesting. So, well, okay. There you go. So, yeah, I'm Francesc. Oh, my God. I taught a whole day of workshop today, so my brain's not working that much anymore. So yeah, I'm Francesc Campoy, and I lead product at this company called Dgraph. And if you have follow-up questions, you can reach me there on my email or on Twitter at Francesc. And 2 months ago, I was here talking about all the things, so you might remember. That's when I got that pin, which I have not lost yet. So very happy to be back. And yes. So we're going to be talking about gophers, badgers, and graphs. So badgers are these cute mascots. They are also our mascot. The mascot of Dgraph is this cute badger, for which we have a bunch of stickers, by the way. So if you're interested,
You can add a sticker pile on the table.
Perfect. So yeah, so badgers are fast and they're cute. And if you think about gophers, gophers are fast and they're definitely cute. And this one is called Diggy. And what's the name of this one? You work for the Go team now.
Yep.
You should know.
I know.
What's the name?
Renee says he has no name.
Exactly, anonymous. And if you say Gordon, you're wrong. So yeah, anonymous and genderless too. So yeah, the gopher. And also, that's a graph. Yay, so we have gophers, badgers, and graphs. So gophers, they're compiled, static type, and fast. And they're also reading Go. And they're open source. And you can find them on GitHub. And you can compare them to other languages such as, I will not go there. You also have BadgerDB. And BadgerDB is also fast. It's a persistent embeddable key value store completely reading Go. And many people use it. Actually, there's a bunch of different projects. It is reading in Go. Also, is also open source. And it's also on GitHub. And if you've ever heard about RocksDB, it's kind of similar, but it's fully written in Go, which makes it much faster when you're using it with Go because you don't have to go through Cgo. So that's why we developed it. Also, it's the basis of our different product, which is a thing that holds graphs. So what's a graph? I'm sure you've all seen graphs before, so I will go really fast. We have nodes and predicates, or if you're fancy, vertices and edges. But they're the same thing, just sounds more like math. What we're doing is basically we're building a database to store these things. And it's called Dgraph. And D stands for distributed. And unlike other graph databases, which I will not name, this one scales. So it does. So yeah, it is this distributed graph database. It is fully written in Go. It is also open source, and it's actually powered by a bunch of different open source projects. So one of them is ourselves, Badger. But also there's Raft, which is a consensus algorithm. There's a very nice Go library that we use. There's gRPC, there's Go itself, and many others. So it is all open source, and it's also on GitHub. And I'd say it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a super quick demo, and then you can check it out yourselves. So, my God, that's tiny. That's huge. Okay. So, cool. So how many of you have ever played with a graph database? All right, not many of you. Neo4j, I imagine. Yeah. So you've tried Cypher. So we do not support Cypher because we don't like it. No, because we actually support something else. We support a language called GraphQL plus minus. And it's plus minus because it's more or less GraphQL. I did not make up that name. So the way you're going to do is you can start by saying, give me all of the things that, Steve is here, so we're going to do all the things that have somewhere in their name, any of terms in the name is going to be Steve. And give me the UID, give me the name. This is GraphQL. So if you run it, you get a response. And these are different Steves that we have in this database. This database is actually 21 million movies with all of their characters and directors and actors and all that stuff. So there's many of them. So let's.
Steve Rogers.
There's many Steves. Steve Jobs, Steve Adams. So let's get only the first 10. And the interesting thing is that as soon as you're here, you can start navigating around. So let's go Steve Jones, and you can double click and see that Steve Jones was Booman in Dead Teenagers. Has anyone seen that movie? Now you have something to watch. On top of that, it's very interesting because once you get here, like these are just key value, right? Like this is just a document database basically, but it's actually much more than that because you can go and say, let's go through actor.film and find the movies. So performance.film and name. So these are going to be all of the movies where Steve has played. We only getting 10 of them because there's too many of them. You could also find people like Bacon. The initial version of this talk was about the Breakfast Club, and I wanted to find Kevin Bacon and someone for toast and eggs, and I did find them actually. But it was a little bit of a weird talk. So yeah, the cool thing is about this is that you can send these queries, find the information. It is JSON, so you can just go there and parse it yourself. The responses look exactly as the queries, which makes it much easier to understand what you're going to get back. And I think that one of my favorite things is I actually found a gopher. So unfortunately, there's no people called Gopher, but there's someone called Gopher Fan. So does anyone know where Gopher Fan is from?
Caddyshack.
Let me see. Gopher Fan was Michael McDonald in a movie called, well, that is in Catalan, but in English is The Prince and Me. So if you want the movie, also there's a Goofy Gopher, Gucci Gopher, sorry. And Gucci Gopher is, there's Gucci Gopher, and I prefer that one, Gopher Goofy. So Gopher Goofy is someone, and it's actually from a movie, it's from Looney Tunes, which has a lot of people in there. So I'm gonna, whoa. So yeah, the cool thing is that you can explore your database quite quick and everything, which is very nice. On top of that, it is a graph database, and one of the features of graph databases is what we call index-free adjacency, which is basically means that you can go from node to node without having to do very expensive joins. So if you try to do most of these queries on a graph, on a relational database, they will maybe work, but they will take exponentially longer. And when I say exponentially, it's not the marketing exponentially, it's the actual exponentially. We support GraphQL plus minus, but we're working on actual GraphQL, which will be pretty useful to integrate with existing tools like Graphical or any other tool to GraphQL. And also support geo-queries, so you can find things like, find all the hotels that are less than 20 miles away from Lisbon, things like this. You can also do that quite easily. It also supports full index of strings, so you can do full text search, so you don't need things like Elasticsearch. You can replace it with this. So it's actually a really powerful database, completely open source, and you can check it out. It has a bunch of clients, so we have Go, Python, JavaScript, Java, and C#. Who knows the second one? Dart. And the third one? Elixir. Good. Yeah. So the ones C#, Dart, and Elixir are not official, but they do work. So it is actually quite simple to create your own client because it's on top of gRPC. So you can generate the code and then build a little layer on top. So I wrote a little thing in Go, and I wanted to show you. So this a little bit of a program. Actually, it's online if you want to check it out. It's bit.ly/shortestgo. It's a little bit of an example. And I'm going to show it really quick. So I'm going to run the database, not here, but here. So Running the database, it just runs to different servers and should be ready now. Yeah, cool. So now here I can do go run window go. And what it's going to do is find the shortest path in between two different people, Steven Spielberg and Jeff Goldblum. And they should be, let's see.
Jurassic Park.
Good, yes. Anyone has two director and an actor they would like to try? Actor, any actor?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Steve Martin.
And director?
Oh, director.
Any director?
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg. Okay. Have they ever worked together? We'll figure out. So you can do this. And this is actually going to do shortest path query. So we don't know what's gonna say. I'm running it on my computer, and I think that I didn't kill the previous database that I was running on Kubernetes. That's why my computer is poor thing. But yeah, Band of Brothers Disk 4. There you go. It's super useful. You can discover this better than Netflix. So yeah, if you want to check it out, bit.ly/shortest go. That's this piece of code that uses the Go client, which is actually very simple, and I find it very idiomatic, to be honest. And if you want to know more, Dgraph.io, we're on Slack, and we have a Discuss where you can ask many questions. And also, we're hiring. So yeah, we're hiring. If you're interested, we're looking for everyone. Product managers, software engineers, remote, not very, but we can discuss it. Like,
Just
we
in
prefer
case
to hire.
nobody wants to move. That's why I throw it out there.
Have you seen how hot it's outside? Of course, people want to move. It's too hot. Now, we are down to hire remote people, but they need to be a little more senior. For people that are pretty early on, we'd rather hire them directly in our offices. Either we're globally distributed, by the way. We have offices in many continents. We're 16 people though. So we have 6 in San Francisco, 6 in Bangalore. That's where we're hiring more. And then we have 2 in Sydney, 1 in Brazil, and 1 in Ukraine. Yes, Ukraine. So yeah, if you're interested, we're hiring software engineers. If you're interested in Go, in distributed systems, that's basically what we do the most. And also product managers who work with me in developer relations. So that's it. Thank you very much.